Hi, Janine again. So, what kind of diet am I actually doing? There is a author called Michael Greger. He is a doctor, and this is his first book, How Not to Die. And this is his second book, How Not to Diet. This was a gift from my sister, and I started reading it, and it was very, very interesting. First thing I liked was that it was written by a doctor. The second thing I liked was that it was that he specifically says that he makes no money off of these books. Nothing off of his website, nutritionfacts.org. He actually has it written in his contract that he makes no money off of anything. So that caught my attention. It had to do with a family history of heart disease and some research he did that reversed his grandmother's condition and let her live much longer. And because of this personal experience that he had, he wanted to just put the information out there for people to read so that it was there, because he felt like the whole industry was so confusing, which it totally is. Do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this. This book is not a light read. It takes some time to get through it. I'm about a third of the way through it. I've also watched some of his videos on nutritionfacts.org. But in the beginning, he talks about how his editor even said to not make it so long, but he refused. He said, if I'm going to put it out there, I need to put all the information out there so that everyone can really see what it's all about. I really like that idea too. It's very scientific. It shows you everything about the science behind all of his decisions. It gives you information and references that you can go online to get about all the facts and all the tests and all the studies and the different people that have done these studies and tests, and the reaction from the medical community and the people taking the tests. He also mentions the outliers and the exceptions and different things you have to look at when you're looking at these medical studies. I mean, it's just really interesting. And it's a whole different way of thinking. I am fed up enough that I was like, okay, I'm going to try it. Something totally different. I've never thought about going vegan at all, because that's basically what he's doing. He's all about the plants. But it was time. So I'm going to talk to you real quick. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I'm going to talk to you real quick about what he calls the Daily Dozen. And that's basically what I'm trying to do every single day. Beside the Daily Dozen, he wants you to obviously watch your sugar, watch your salt, and watch your fat, which anybody with half a brain knows that too much of any of that stuff is bad for you, right? So I got rid of all my pop. I was drinking 2 to 3 cans of pop a day, and all the candy and garbage. I just stopped. I just stopped. Today is day like 5. And I actually have a lot more energy today, which is nice. But I'm still not sleeping wonderfully yet. And I think a lot of that still has to do with anxiety. Because I have a lot more energy, I'm noticing that I'm feeling a lot more anxiety as well. I think that as I get stronger and I can exercise more, that will really help temper the anxiety. But that's just a little bit about how I'm feeling. So his Daily Dozen, he actually has an app for your phone that you can download, and it has the Daily Dozen on it, and you can check off every day, every little thing, so you can keep track of it. And it's really interesting. I'm not going to go into the description of every single one, because if you're really interested in this, you're going to do your own research. I'm just going to give you the highlights so you have an idea of what I'm doing. So first one, beans. A lot more beans at every meal. All different types of beans, black beans, pinto beans, whatever beans, okay? Number 2, berries. Making sure you're adding berries to your diet. Number 3, other fruits, berries and other fruits. He actually made it a whole separate category, okay? Number 4, cruciferous vegetables. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Number 5, greens, which are different because they're the vegetables that are really more darker in greenish flavor or color, and they have a lot more different minerals and vitamins in them, stuff like kale and baby spinach, etc. Another category is other vegetables. So he actually made 3 categories of vegetables. Flax seeds. Another category is nuts and seeds. Got to make sure you add that to your diet. Herbs and spices. He goes through those a lot and really talks about the benefits of certain herbs and spices. Whole grains. Obviously, you gotta switch from that white flour, which is really bad for you, which I'm sure you've heard about. Beverages. Gotta drink a lot more water and a lot more clear fluids like tea and other things. He gives you a whole list of different things, coffee, things that you can drink. And again, that part's kind of common sense, as well as the last one, which is exercise. So I am not eating any meat at all. I've very, very little sugar. In fact, I don't know if I'm having sugar at all. I don't think, oh, in my creamer, I'm having a tiny bit of sugar every day just because I'm trying to use it up. I didn't want to throw that away too. And then salt, I've really, really went totally back on how much salt I use. And that's pretty much what the daily dozen is. And that's what I've changed my diet to. Fat as well. I don't use oil anymore. I'm trying to use alternatives for oil and butter and anything that's dairy or too much salt or too much sugar. It's a complete lifestyle change, and it's been very interesting so far. But that's pretty much what I'm doing.